Welcome again, fellow fans, to another Final Fantasy Top 10. In my last few lists, I've given a lot of opinions about what I like about Final Fantasy in general. However, I feel I need to further explore those likes. Most people who don't know the games very well look at me and ask, why do you like them so much? What's so great about them? Well, this video will answer those questions. Though my opinions are my own to which order the things I love appear, I'm sure most fans will agree on most of the entries I will make. That being said, this is my list of the top 10 things I most love about Final Fantasy.
Number 10.
Very few series can get away with reinvention and still keep the fans happy. But Final Fantasy has proven time and time again that adding new worlds and new characters to the series in almost every game can be an amazing experience. Every time a new FF game is announced, my imagination goes into hyperdrive trying to figure out what they will do next, and every time I am surprised with the result. That being said, sometimes I'm disappointed with the result, but only where the spin-offs are concerned. The core number series has yet to disappoint me.
Number 9.
It's not just the worlds that get overhauled in each installment, the gameplay changes too. Now, for the most part, the first 10 games, battle gameplay stayed pretty much the same, except for a few tweaks here and there, and then 11 and 12 mixed it up a bit, which from my standpoint was awesome, but others hated it. Beyond battles though, what really changes is how your characters get stronger. Each game presents a new challenge in learning how to make your characters make every enemy in the game weep for mercy. It's incredibly fun in my opinion, but others dislike the changes. Beyond that, you can bet Square Enix will continue to dream up more and more interesting side missions and mini games for us to blow time on.
Number 8.
Probably the coolest things that Final Fantasy has as a whole in the series. Though other RPGs have similar types of magic powers, none seem to use them with the flair and awesome presentation that FF does. When a new game comes out, I always find myself thinking about the summons and how they will be presented and used. All I can really say in the end is FF has never disappointed me with the outcome.
Number 7.
Another thing that Final Fantasy has always done well is graphics. With every game, the development teams always try to push the limits of the systems they are on. Not to mention that Final Fantasy games are always full of color in an increasingly brown and gray looking era of gaming. And all I have to say is, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the look of it, and I look forward to the eye candy with each installment. Speaking of eye candy, that leads me to the next entry.
Number 6.
One of my previous lists dealt with this topic, and how could anyone not love this aspect of the Final Fantasy games? Friggin' epic. If Square Enix decided tomorrow that after Final Fantasy 13 and 14 come out, that every Final Fantasy related project from that point on would be movies like Advent Children, well, I'd be completely overjoyed and content with that idea.
Number 5.
Any Final Fantasy fan can tell you, the villains of the series tend to steal the show a little from the heroes. Why is that? Because they're amazing. Everyone loves a great bad guy, and every FF game has one, if not multiple. I imagine that this tradition will continue, as Square Enix knows the bad guys are awesome, and I'm sure I'll love them just as much as the others that have come before.
Number 4.
Even though the villains are awesome, they're sometimes very one-dimensional characters by their nature. So I tend to enjoy my time with the main characters a little bit more. And why not? Final Fantasy has some amazing and well-developed characters. Even in 12, where the development wasn't considered all that great by many, it still had more character than most games these days. When I think about it, it's very hard to pick a favorite among the various casts over the years, thus preventing me from making a top 10 list based on my favorite characters, and making it a great choice for number 4 on this list.
Number 3.
You can't have the previous entries without a great story to bind them together. Good thing Square Enix has no shortage of great and creative writers. Even though the main series is not a continuing storyline, it's still the high point of each game that drives me through hours of level grinding. And when we do get those rare sequel projects, the story is continued with grace and respect of the original work. Story is key, but there are two more things that drive me back to the series time and time again.
Number 2.
What can I really say about the music and why I love it? I think it's best to let it speak for itself.
Number 1.
This is definitely the number one reason why I love Final Fantasy. Whether it be Amano or Nomura at the helm, the style and overall visual creativity keeps me coming back over and over and over again. Just when I think they can't top themselves, they do. I can imagine what the next game will look like, but it always surpasses my imagination. Final Fantasy will continue to be a source of excitement, creativity, and general love for me, probably till the day I die. Well, that's all I have for now. I know some fans will have a different order, but I believe most will agree with my reasons for loving the series. It's been fun. Hope to see you again next time for another list soon.